Hey, you may just saw my video where I said breaking news, Bill Cosby found guilty on all 3 counts. So what happens now? Now everybody that is celebrating it is probably going to say, yay, we now have him. He's going to jail. Not so fast. Not so fast. He does have a right to appeal. He loses appeal, he'll be sentenced. He does have a right to appeal, however. Because, like I keep saying, and I will say it until I'm in the grave, Bill Cosby may very well be guilty of what he's accused of. But what bothered me, not so much the reality that he may or may not be this monster, but the legality. You do realize they broke several laws to get this guy. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, 2004, this same case, based on the same evidence, came up in civil court. Bill Cosby did a deposition with the agreement that he would never be tried in criminal court. He would never be tried in criminal court. The only mistake he made there is that he should have got something in writing. His lawyer should have got something in writing. It's the only mistake made there. But nevertheless, it was with that agreement. The deposition was to be sealed. And on top of that, Andrea Constant accepted a settlement and agreed not to press criminal charges. Look it up if you don't believe me. That should have been a wrap for that case. But somehow they were able to reopen this case as a criminal trial based on the same exact evidence when the prosecutor in the original case didn't want to press charges, and he was no Cosby fan. He actually wanted to take him in as well. But he felt the case was not strong enough. Plus, he had misgivings about Miss Andrea Constant. He had misgivings about her. That is why originally this case did not go to criminal trial. Plus, be honest. Think about it. Even if I don't care what race you are, think about it. When have you ever heard of any case, much less a high profile case, goes to civil trial, is settled in civil court, but then later is turned around in criminal court with no new evidence? You've never heard of it. Even in the O.J. Simpson trial, that never happened. They went to criminal court, then they went to civil. This is all about destroying Bill Cosby's reputation because somebody had it in for him. And let's say for argument's sake, he was this monster. Let's say for argument's sake, he was this monster. If he was really this monster that they said he was, they would have gotten him by now. Over 30, 40, 50 women, whatever it was, and the majority of them white women, and I will say this to the grave. Somebody would have rolled on Bill by now. Somebody would have rolled on Mr. Cosby by now. Somebody would have rolled on him by now. Somebody was out to get him and take him out. And people had to know. And people in them places, they had to know. Somebody there, in my opinion, wanted him taken out. And they couldn't just flat out kill him, so they do this. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Call me the Black Jesse Ventura or something. Well, no, actually, that would be more Drew Story's thing. But call me that, but there's no way. As much dirt is coming out about a lot of these celebrities, black and white, and nothing's being done. And in case you're wondering, I'm just going to go in on white people. I think R. Kelly should have been jailed by now. And there's way more evidence on R. Kelly than there is Dr. Cosby or Mr. Cosby. There's way more evidence on R. Kelly. Yet R. Kelly's still running around free, doing music and everything else. And for those of you that are celebrating that may feel this is some kind of vindication, first of all, let me say, I'm sorry that you were raped and sorry you were sexually abused. To those women that really have this rage and really feeling you're seeing justice served, I do apologize for what happened, because what happened to you should never have happened. But I'm sorry to also say you're being used. You're being played. They're using your emotions, because now any woman can now come back 20, can come back 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, probably damn near 50 years and say you touched them or you raped them and have you thrown in jail and your life destroyed, whether you actually did it or not. And people will buy it just because it's a female saying it, and no one will stand up and say, hey, I mean, I'll give you an example. I talked about this once. Desiree Washington, not to be confused with the woman that was with Mike Tyson in the rape incident. Desiree Washington's boyfriend and lover was killed by her estranged ex-husband. Well, you know what he tried to claim? He tried to claim, oh, well, I heard from one of the kids that the new man was molesting one of them. You know what the police did? They checked out his story and found out to be BS. And he got convicted properly. But yet, when it's a woman making the same claim, they take it on face value. They believe her. They don't check it out or nothing. This shouldn't have even made it to criminal trial. And what I'm afraid of is women who really are being raped, who are being abused, who do have legit cases, their cases will be ignored over women who yell the loudest about being raped or being molested, and there ain't no truth to their story, or they know that story is BS. And if they don't get you one time, they can bring it back up years later and get you then. I'm just saying, folks, I think this is opening up a dangerous precedent. Very dangerous. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this situation. One other thing before I go. To you women that are going to be cheering on it like it's the greatest thing, understand something. You have now cheered on and opened up a dangerous precedent where women can bring back up cases that legally should have never been revisited by the laws of this country. So for those of you that think this is finally going to open up real justice, it's not. What do you think is going to happen? Eventually, it could be your dad, your husband, your cousin, your brother, your next door neighbor, your best friend that you know ain't guilty. But you can watch them slip away, and then you'll be crying about, well, what happened and this and that. It is because basically this country allowed this to take place. Now I'm out for real.